Why don't you start off by telling me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about IROC, how it all started? Like, tell me your story.
Definitely, thank you. So my name is Ariana Lotfi, and I'm a rising senior in high school in Washington, D.C. And so basically, I started IROC over a year ago now. Basically, how it started is since middle school, I've been involved in a local nonprofit organization called Project Turquoise. And so Project Turquoise, their mission is simply to provide Syrian refugees abroad with opportunities such as scholarships, such as clothing drives, etc. And so through them, I really had I had a great opportunity to go to Lebanon last summer, and we hosted and participated in a leadership and mindfulness camp with Syrian refugee youth. And so from that experience, I definitely had a better understanding of refugees' living situations in Syria and Syria's neighboring countries, which essentially makes up a majority of the Syrian refugee crisis. And so then from there, when I came back, since I had a pretty solid understanding of their living situation, I applied for a school fellowship and I was awarded it to understand that journey. And so then from there, I came into contact with around 20 refugee families in the Riverdale, Maryland area. And so I was able to interview all of them and learn about how they like their physical journey to the United States, which for many of them consisted of like boat rides and plane rides, but also traveling on foot in terms of getting to the United States. But once they were in the United States, they said that the government only gives them cash assistance for 3 months, which doesn't really support their living considering they live outside of Washington, D.C., which is quite
Right.
expensive. And so that, I believe it's around $1,100 per person. And that's for the 3 months that they live there. And that is regardless of whether you live in a suburban or urban setting. And so that was the first hardship the first that they noted that was quite extensive. And the second was that once they were past that 3 month date, there was no organization or caseworkers that supported them after the 3 month or even the 6 month period. And so that was one of like the main concerns of the refugee families, because 3 months you can't really become proficient in English. You can't
You're just acclimating too. Like,
exactly.
you've
You
got
can't learn
kids,
the
you're
area.
trying to figure out the area, you don't speak the language. 3 months is not enough time.
Exactly.
So the household items, I know that one thing they were asking for was like sewing machines, and then I know that some of the women started making masks. Are you helping them just kind of get up on their feet, or is it work? Is it like what entails? How do you start helping them, and how do you know what that endpoint is for
Mhm.
families?
Yeah, so first we help with the physical needs. So we help with the household items. Actually, last week we helped furnish one of their apartments. So we gave them, the mother was about to give birth, so we gave them all the baby equipment, baby clothes, the milk containers. So yeah, first is the physical needs, and then from there we understand their stories and what needs they need beyond that. So many of the kids are attending online school, but they don't have computers, for instance. If anyone wants to get involved, I would urge you to reach out through the website. Um, Monetarily, there's a donate button, which is always very helpful because we can translate the needs very efficiently. So, for instance, we can buy sewing machines, we can buy rugs, but definitely the main priority is to get those through donations.
Right.
And so, another way to get involved is just to email us and come to the communities, because not only through donations, it's just a really great experience to get to know the children and adults there, because they're such kind people and very generous as well. So I think it's just a way to really expand your own community and really expand that to different cultures and backgrounds to like further your perspective and like global view.
Being able to just be there and hear your story now, I think is extremely valuable. I mean, a lot of the feedback that I heard, at least from when we were putting out feelers for the donations, right? In the different, what we did was we started a donation drive in different Facebook mommy groups that we're in. And one, it was kind of like a sign of disbelief. Like, there's no, like, oh, there's like a refugee center that's really close by. And I'm like, well, there's like 200 families. And
Mhm.
I think a lot of people were kind of floored. And then I posted some pictures. Like, I had asked some of the people if I could take their pictures, and we posted the pictures. And I think that I had so many people write me that didn't know me, but
Mhm.
just sent me a message, and they were just like, what can we do? What can we do? Like, what is it that you need? You know, I see that you're, I can't believe it. I can't believe that there's people here that just don't have anything. And
Mhm.
I just think it's like you said, it's that perspective, right? Where having that perspective and seeing that need, I think, is really important, because like you said, 3 months is not enough time. And the impact, you're giving a direct impact, like you're changing these people's lives with every single donated item that you're giving them. I think that's really great.